can't stand my wife. Not a rough patch. Not stress. Not some phase we'll laugh about later. I just don't like her. I've thought about this a lot. Alone mostly. Sitting in the garage with the light off. There's nothing here to fix. There's no older version of her I miss. I've just been standing next to a person I would never pick for 11 years. She's the kind of woman who asks for a manager over cold fries. Not once. Every time. She has a voice she switches into for it. This flat, polite, customer service voice. And my shoulders come up before she even opens her mouth. She keeps a running list of everyone she's blocked on Facebook. She reads it out loud sometimes like it's a trophy. She's on her third Nextdoor account. The first two got banned. Last month she made a kid at the car wash cry. There was a water spot on our hood. One spot. She made him run the whole car again while she stood there filming it on her phone. I sat in the passenger seat and looked at my hands. That's what I do now. I look at my hands. I stopped arguing about 8 years ago. Arguing with her isn't arguing. It's feeding it. She doesn't get tired. She gets louder. Then she gets sweet. And 2 days later her sister hears a version where I was the one screaming. So I went quiet. Quiet was easier. Quiet was survivable. Then I made a deal with myself. 6 more years. My youngest turns 18 and then I'm gone. I don't need half the house. I don't need to win anything. I just need the door. I have it saved in my notes app. No title. Just a number. 290 days. I check it while she's talking. Sometimes twice in one dinner. The number drops by 1 every morning. That's the best part of my day. That's a real sentence about my real life. That was the whole reason I stayed. My kids. I did the custody math the way other guys do fantasy football. Every other weekend. Half the birthdays. Missing the random Tuesday when something big happens and they want to tell somebody about it. I couldn't do it. So I stayed and I got smaller every year. Here's the part I keep going over. There were signs. I saw them. I just put them somewhere I wouldn't have to look at them. In March, my 13-year-old sent her drink back at the pizza place because there wasn't enough ice. She told a guy who was maybe 19 that it was unacceptable. I laughed. I actually laughed. I told myself she was doing a bit. She started saying, I'll handle it about everything. She started keeping score with her friends, who texted back slow, who left her out, who owed her an apology. I told myself kids copy stuff. I told myself it washes off. My son is 11. He copies the other one. He goes quiet when she starts. He looks at his plate. Last week, he asked if he could eat dinner in his room, and I said yes without even thinking about it. They both learned from somebody. Then Sunday, we took them for ice cream. The little place by the hardware store, the one with the picnic tables that wobble. It was hot. My son wanted to sit outside. Normal Sunday. Honestly, a good one. They handed my daughter a small instead of a medium. She looked down at the cup, then she looked up at the girl behind the counter, and she said, "Can I speak to your manager?" Same voice. That flat one. Same little smile at the end of it, like she already knew how this goes. She even put her hand up. That thing her mom does. Palm out. The stop talking hand. My daughter did it perfectly. She's had 13 years to practice. The girl behind the counter was maybe 17. Her name tag was on crooked. She apologized 4 or 5 times. She said sorry, and then said it again, and her hand was shaking a little on the scoop. My daughter didn't say anything back. She just stood there with her arms crossed and let her do it. Then the girl looked past her, at me, just for a second. The way you look at the adult in the group, waiting for them to step in and end it. I didn't say anything. I've had 11 years of practice, too. That's the part that got me. Not the demand, the waiting. She knew to wait. She knew that if she stood there long enough and said nothing, the other person would fold. Nobody teaches that in one afternoon. She learned it over years, at our table, in our car, watching it work, over and over, on people who couldn't say no. She got the medium. I couldn't move. I just watched my kid take the cup and say thank you like nothing happened. Then my wife leaned over to me in line, glowing, proud of her. She put her hand on my arm, which she hasn't done in months, and whispered, "She's finally learning to stand up for herself." She wasn't. She was learning to be her. 11 years I stood there and said nothing. I told myself the quiet was for my kids. I told myself I was protecting them from the fallout, from the lawyers, from every other weekend. The quiet was never for them. I didn't protect anything. I just bought her more time.